All right, we finished watching episode 2 of Penthouse, and it is getting good. The stakes are raising, and I am in love. With these recaps, I'm going to follow storylines instead of recapping exactly what's happening in the drama, because I think that'll be easier for everyone to follow who's trying to watch these recaps in order to kind of just catch up, in order to be able to watch season 2 when it starts. All right, so let's get started. In this episode, we have Yoon-hee, who was attacking Seo-jin at the end of the last episode. This episode, her whole goal is to be able to get her daughter, Bae-ron-ah, into this musical high school. Right now, she's in middle school. She needs to graduate middle school successfully, take an audition to the musical high school. However, she's in trouble because she knocked out the principal's 2 front teeth. He probably has a restraining order on her or something. She needs to figure out a way to get on the principal's good side again and get her daughter in. She devises a plan to use this corrupt senator who she sold a house to. When she sold him the house, she saw that the corrupt senator had a mistress, a famous mistress at that. So she puts a little recording device, yes she does, in the senator's house. I don't know if he's a senator or something, but he's some kind of politician. Puts it in his house, records him having the affair, takes it to the senator, and is basically like, give me bribery money or this is going live. The senator gives her the bribery money. She gives this bribery money directly to the principal and says, let my kid graduate, and I want her to graduate and try out for this new high school. So she graduates from the school successfully. The second task is Yoon-hee needs to find a really good tutor in order for her daughter, Bae-ron-ah, to pass this audition to get into this school. This school seems super hard to get into. It's like getting into Juilliard or something, but for high school kids. She is able to, no, she's not able to. She's not able to find a tutor because Yoon-hee Seo-jin, the famous a cappella singer, opera singer, and tutor, has blacklisted her across the entire city with any of the superstar tutors. So her daughter can't get any tutor. However, her daughter's old teacher says that he'll tutor her. But Seo-jin got to him too. So he teaches Bae-ron-ah the wrong stuff. Rona was supposed to be singing Italian songs for the audition. However, the former teacher turned tutor is telling her to sing German songs for the audition. She starts singing German songs. When she gets to the audition, she finds out that she needs to sing 2 Italian songs. Completely crumbles. Doesn't think she'll be able to do it. Her mother gives her a pep talk and says, you can do it. You know all the Italian songs. You're excellent at them. And then she starts singing operatically. She just busts out in this operatic song, which is hilarious. Whenever they start singing in this TV show, I start laughing. And it's not because they're not doing a good job voicing over the singing. It's just because it's hilarious. As a side note, the teacher who is the tutor went to Seoul Musical School in the vocal department. So whenever you hear him singing, that might legit be his voice. But I think everybody else might just be, they're just voicing over somebody singing. That's a side note. Back to the story. Her mom gives her this pep talk, start singing this gorgeous song. It might be the first time she's sang in a long time. You can tell it hurts her throat, but she sounds glorious. Bae-ron-ah is ready. She goes into the audition, kills it. However, Yoon-hee Seo-jin is one of the judges. It's a blind audition, so you don't know who's singing. Yoon-hee Seo-jin spots Bae-ron-ah's shoes. She knows she's Yoon-hee's kid, and she marks her low. She also gives a signal to another judge to mark her low. So Bae-ron-ah does not get into the school, but she is the first runner-up to get into the school. There's like a list of 10 kids or something that get in. So she's the first person to get in if one of the other kids decides not to go or is unable to go. That's that storyline all wrapped up. The next storyline is with Dante's family, who's the Penthouse family. Ju Dante is married to Sim Soo-yeon. Sim Soo-yeon seems like a really nice sweetheart. She comes from a chaebol family, so she just comes from a ton of money. They have 2 kids, Ju Suk-hoon and Ju Suk-kyung, who are twins. The twins are not Soo-yeon's biological children, but she has raised them for like 14, 15 years, a long time. Soo-yeon's biological kid, it appears, has been in a coma for like 16 years. Whenever Soo-yeon leaves the house, she goes to visit her daughter who's in a coma. She's always visiting her daughter who's in a coma, which allows Dante to basically beat his children when she's gone. He has his own safe room, a hidden secret safe room where he beats his children whenever they don't do things that he tells them to. It appears that he wants them to be perfect. So if they're not perfect, they go into the safe room. This is making his kids psychopaths. Suk-kyung, the girl twin, is basically exactly like her father. She's a psycho, and she's just leading down the wrong path. She does not like their tutor, we don't know the tutor's name, but she doesn't like her tutor. She wants to get rid of her. She decides to plant one of her own things on the tutor so that the tutor will get in trouble. That happens. The tutor gets into huge trouble and she gets fired. The tutor's name is actually Min Sil-ah, and Min Sil-ah is not a college student as she told them all. She's a high school student. She's also trying out for this big musical high school. She really wants to get in. She goes to the audition, kills it, gets number 1. She's the best, the absolute best. Later that night, when she goes back to Kdrama's palace, we don't know why she's there. She might be there to tutor some other kids, or maybe she's there to apologize. I have no clue. But she's there. Everyone gets their text message announcement on who got into the school. We find out that she got number 1. All the other high school kids who are in this storyline got in too, except they want to know who this number 1 kid is. The girl twin, Suk-kyung, recognizes that their tutor is this girl who got number 1. She pulls off her wig in the lobby of Kdrama's palace, outs her as being this huge liar who said she was in college when she's really in high school. It causes this huge blow-up issue. The biggest thing it causes is that these kids kidnap her. They kidnap Min Sil-ah, take her to a junkyard. They're still in middle school. They're in 9th grade. Who knows how they got these cars, but they kidnapped her, take her to a junkyard, pour champagne all over her, get a cake, put it in one of the junkyard cars, like one of the old abandoned vans, lock her in the van with it, just start videotaping her and pouring champagne all over the place. These kids are psycho. That is the end of this episode. It is so much fun. The main takeaways from this episode are that, one important thing that happened in this episode is that Min Sil-ah, the tutor, filmed Dante having an affair with Seo-jin. Yes, Seo-jin and Dante are having an affair. Kind of openly, though they're keeping it a secret. But they're having an affair. Min Sil-ah accidentally saw them kissing and hugging and decided to film it. So she might use this in order to get out of this situation that she's gotten herself into. Another important thing to note is that the kid that's in a coma in the hospital might not be Soo-yeon's biological child. She does not know this. However, Dante has alluded that it might not be her biological kid to the audience, not to his wife. What is also alluded to the audience is that the tutor might be Soo-yeon's biological kid. We don't know any of this. We have to keep watching to find out. But it is so super exciting. More things to note in this episode are that the twins, Ju Suk-hoon and Ju Suk-kyung, found out that Soo-ryun is not their biological mother. They're really upset at her about it. They also found out that she has this kid in a hospital that she keeps going to see. They are really good siblings to each other. Suk-hoon, the boy twin, seems to be more of a normal person. However, he goes along with his crazy sister when she does her crazy stuff, which makes him a bad person. He's also one of the people who kidnap the tutor and pour champagne over her, so he's going down this bad path. All the other main kids are psycho. They're just your typical rich psycho kids who do whatever they want and get away with it. Those are the main things we need to know from this episode. The kids are psycho, rich, spoiled, and entitled. The tutor is actually a high school kid who has an amazing voice, who might be Soo-ryun's biological child. And Kdrama did not get into the school. She got first alternate to get into the school. So it appears that the next episode, we might see how to get rid of one of these other kids in order for Kdrama to get into the school and what might happen with that. All right, that's the end of this episode. I'm really excited to watch episode 2 because this show is just bonkers, off the wall funny. Whenever they start singing a cappella, I just laugh, and it's just outrageously out there. It's a makjang with the best of makjangs. All right, so if you're binging this with us, I'll catch you on the next recap.